Hey everyone, this is gravitybalmain, and this is an in-depth guide to floor performance. So floor performance is one of the 5 elements of Vogue fam. Unlike the other ones, it's not as rigidly structured. There's not like one basic floor performance that everything derives from. It's really a lot more individual, but there are some general themes that different people kind of incorporate into their floor performance. Different people's floor performance vary by the type of performer they are. For people who are more flexible and more soft and like sensual, a lot of their floor performance is a lot of like splits and kind of like acrobatic moves and like very slow kind of things that you might see in like a heels class or something like that. Whereas for other people, their floor performance might be more like musicality based or geometric, or really focused on kind of like emoting and performing and like rolling around on the floor and maybe some more kind of dramatics and stunts like that. There's really no right way to do it, but we'll go over a few basics and a few kind of themes that show up in a lot of different floor performances, as well as a few moves that you can apply to your own style. With that being said, there are a few elements in floor performance that just show up a lot and they can really be adapted to fit your own style, so let's get into those. The first move we're going to go over is the fan kick. This is a really great way to get out of a dip, to transition into a dip, to kind of not fill up space necessarily, but to act as a transition between elements or between moves, because it takes up a lot of space, it draws the attention of the judges, and it really shows off kind of your, not only your flexibility and your range, but also it's a space for you to kind of put your own individuality into it, and also kind of cover a little bit of ground as well. But the general motion of a fan kick is this swinging motion with both feet. Usually you want your feet to be pointed, and it helps you kind of get between elements on the floor or between floor and other elements as well. Another element in floor performance we see all the time is this idea of leg circles and variations on them. It's something that I personally use all the time, and it's something that I actually originally kind of built up a lot of notice and attention for. And I'm not going to get into a whole bunch of variations and everything today, although I do have other videos about them on my channel. But instead, I am just going to show kind of the basics of that and show a few things that I do and leave the rest up to you. So the basic of a leg circle is that you're basically doing a circle at the knee. You're hinging at the knee, and your leg is creating the illusion of a circle, if not a complete circle. Because on the outside flexibility of your leg, it's a little bit hard to actually achieve this full 90-degree angle. Oftentimes that part gets cut a little short, and that's not necessarily a problem. Part of it is flexibility that you'll grow with in time, but a lot of it is just creating that illusion of a circle, even if the circle is not like fully perfect. But that illusion is kind of the basis of all the variations. So a couple variations you can do is doing circles with both legs, doing circles with both legs at different times, doing circles in and doing circles out to different positions with your leg. You can do circles at different speeds. You could do circles while doing a fan kick or while doing another element of floor performance. It's really just a basic movement that can fit into a lot of places and create a lot of really cool pictures and really cool shapes that can be pretty key to your performance. The next category is what I would call knee moves. Basically, you're either on your knees or you're using your knees as kind of a focal point or an inflection point to get you around. It doesn't have to be as like complex as spinning on your knees or moonwalking on your knees like Inksy Prodigy did, or walking on your knees like Tamaya does. But it could just be really using that knee as like a point of stability on the ground, as basically like a not really standing but also not really being on the ground, and you can just use it. Like the simplest thing I can think of is you could literally just be on one knee and use the other leg and your hands to do hand performance and to basically do like almost catwalk arms or something like that to hit the musicality. There's really a whole limitless like world of possibilities here, but it's something to consider is how your knees interact with the floor and interact with your other limbs, and like how you can use them as kind of a point to themselves and not just a hinge. The next category is what I would generally call mobility moves. What this means is you're using the floor to get around. So the obvious examples would be things like rolls. You can do like shoulder rolls or forward rolls. Try to fit them within Vogue or like connect them through the elements so it doesn't look like you're just like doing parkour. But that kind of stuff works. Obviously this would be a space for any acrobatics you have, whether it's from a background of martial arts or a background of yoga or a background of gymnastics, would slot into here. They're definitely absolutely not necessary to have in your performance, but it's one of those things that like if you have them, use them. Like with duck walks, a key to floorwork is learning how to transition it in and out of other elements. This is true for everything, obviously, but for floorwork, I think it's really, really important. A lot of the times when I watch people do floorwork in their performance, it kind of just looks like it's cut and paste in. It looks like they're like, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do floorwork. Let me just get there real quick and do a like roll and a spin and a split, and okay, now I'm done. It should really flow seamlessly with the rest of your performance. So a few ideas for how to make that happen is anything that you're already at a low level is super easy to transition into floor performance. When you're in a duck walk, when you get tired or when you want to stop duck walking, you can just go down into the floor a variety of different ways, and it's a great way to transition between elements. Similarly, you can get out of a dip and go straight into floor performance. I do this all the time, maybe even too much, just because it's like you're already there. It makes a lot more sense to stay on the floor and do something than to like get all the way up into a catwalk, especially when you're working with a really limited amount of time during your tens and you're trying to get all your elements in. So it's a really good idea to work with your own body and see what kind of entry and exit points you can make. What I mean by that is like, how do you get from a dip to floor performance in a variety of ways? And then once you get those down pat, you'll just be able to access them whenever you need to in a battle or a 10 scenario without really thinking about it. So a few important tips and tricks for floor performance. The first I would say is make sure to use your whole body. You're still voguing. So I think it's super important that it doesn't feel like you're voguing and then you're doing floor performance, and then you're voguing and then you're doing floor performance. No matter what you're doing, even if it's something acrobatic, even if it's something from another discipline, it should have some element of voguing in order to tie it in with the rest of your performance. Whether that's just the attitude, or whether it's something like using your hands to kind of like melt down into something. Like if you're doing if you're doing a splits, then while you're in the splits, you can do like hand performance or something like that, instead of just like doing the splits and then doing another split and then doing a side split. That is really going to make it feel cohesive in a way that just doing a bunch of tricks is gonna feel sort of like not connected to Vogue, and people are probably gonna call you out and be like, oh, you're just doing stunts, all that kind of stuff. So really important to tie everything back into Vogue no matter what you're doing. Another tip is that floorwork is an amazing place for creativity. It's really launched my career, honestly, was finding new things to do with my legs, finding new things to do on the floor, and it really helped me set myself apart from other performers because I was doing things that no one else was doing, and it made it interesting visually for judges to watch and for people outside to watch, because there was always an element of like, what are they gonna do? You know what I mean? And floor is a great place to do that because there's really so much opportunity for creativity, because you don't only have your limbs to work with and your body, you also have the floor, which is not just, you have to think of the floor not just as like a barrier or like a rigid thing, but if you think about it as an extension of your own body and you play with it under those terms. I know that sounds very like out there, but it's like, it's true. It's like if you think about the floor as something that allows you to transfer weight and allows you to place limbs in places that you wouldn't normally and keep them held there. And you really just think about what your body can do interacting with the floor. It allows you to really create new things, new pictures, new shapes that are super visually interesting and engaging to an audience. Thank you all for watching this tutorial. My goal with these videos really is to create a set of accessible and decent quality Vogue videos out there that people who maybe have less access to a ballroom scene can learn from and ask questions and things like that. If you do want to support me in that goal, my payment links are down below, and I've also linked a number of charities that focus on Black trans women. Without Black trans women, we would not have Vogue Femme, we would not have the ballroom scene. So it's super important that we remember that and give back to those communities as well. That said, also, if you want to take more classes from me, I do have Vimeo links in the description. My Vimeo classes are $5, but if payment is an issue, you can DM me and I will give you a free access code. I do my best to be as responsive on that as possible. And if you do have local ballroom scenes in your area or people from the ballroom scene who teach Vogue, I highly encourage you to take their classes. Learning from as many teachers as possible is really important, and it's going to give you a well-rounded style and a well-rounded background for you to create your own style from. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments below and I will do my best to respond to them. If you want to see more content like this and see the rest of the series as I release it, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, and my other socials will also be linked down below. Thank you.